LV1 rank general. It's a rank I never saw before. The words were spoken with a mix of awe and disbelief. Normal, a late night, and the next must be general rank. It means that this brat is much stronger than the other shadows. The implication was clear. Something extraordinary had occurred. If I consider the stats when it was alive, it does make sense this time. The queen, my king. The thoughts were fragmented, trying to make sense of the impossible. Please give me a name. A request, humble yet powerful. It seems that the ultimate loyalty is the same for this one too. An observation on the nature of devotion. How can you talk to me? I was able to, a confused voice started. He was able to. Since he was able to talk before he became a shadow, can he still speak? No. I am. I was a human, and he couldn't speak after he became a shadow. The questions came quickly, seeking clarity on the unusual events. Hunter Minute by MGU and Tusk were the same. There is only one difference. Ranking? Then, maybe the others will be able to talk if they level up. The connections were being made, and a new understanding was beginning to form. LV1 general rank. I was the one who challenged you. Can you still be obedient and follow me? A test of loyalty, a question of control. I'm not gone, but reborn by leech power inside me. I have a happiness overflowing. I will always follow you, my leech Malaysia. Please give me a name. The response was filled with adoration and devotion. T-Bin Gaming is the Korean word for ant. Gave me a name, or it won't be right. A name that distinguishes him from other ants. The famous author who wrote the novel, The Ants, suddenly popped up in my head. TVN named after Bernard Werber. A reference was made, and a name was chosen. Your name will be Barry. Thank you, my master. The formalities had been completed. Barry, LV1 rank general good. Now let's make the queen a shadow. Arise. The task ahead was immense. LV1 rank general. An observation. Huh? The connection between the ants became weak. Barry, what is happening? A question asked with some urgency. The ant queen's normal ability is to control the ant colony. An explanation was offered. Does that mean that the control over the ant colony is given up to the queen? Yes, that is the case. There isn't much magic power compared with the rank. Is there a reason why the queen's magic decreased? Questions were being asked and explored. Mostly the magic of the ant queen is for reproduction. It is impossible to reproduce without a body. So you are telling me that the queen doesn't fight? Clarification was sought. Yes, my leech, that is what I stated. The truth was laid out. A clear understanding of the situation had been achieved. That doesn't need to be two heads in an organization. Cancel extraction. Stop. We don't need to collect the magic crystals. These magic crystals will be used for rebuilding Jeju Island and for compensating for the loss of damage. It's not something that we should keep our hands on. This one from Barry's fallen form will be enough. Moreover, the problem is the ants that are left over. Can I sweep them out with this much military force? A new goal was established, with new problems and needs being presented. I'll try as much as I can, master. I feel it. The enemies are going through difficulties because they have no leader. They cannot organize the masses, and they are scattering. The battle was moving forward, but it was far from over. Did you have an account on the total number of ants? There were 8,700 ants before the raid today. The number of survivors are a total of 4,000 ants, master. An update was given with some concern. I thought there were quite a lot that were exterminated. I never thought there would be this many left. If it's you, do you think you can eliminate all of them? A question was asked with apprehension. If you give me an order, the ants are flying over here. A final challenge had been set. The ants are heading north. They are clashing with the Knights Guild. Next is our turn. All hunters, attack. A battle cry. Now, our famed guild should join the battle too, every single one of them. Another was eager to enter. What are you doing? One ant is the same level as a B rank. If you run in formation, you will be defeated. Stay in formation. We will recover the reputation of the Reapers Guild. Triple AOR. A warning was given, and strategies were being laid out. How am I supposed to fight with these monsters? His title is A rank, but isn't he just an empty shell? Fear was spreading through the ranks. The ants have already arrived on the shore. Do you think we can take on the ants fast? They are already in front of our noses. It was incredible speed. The threats were moving quickly. What eliminated all of these ants just now? I couldn't catch it with my own eyes. What the heck was that? The battle was changing once again. The power in the air was shifting. It took 2 days to clean up the ants. The ants appeared at the Sea of China, too. Sea of China? They've reached mainland China as well? The news was spreading rapidly, a disturbing revelation of the scope of the problem. We won't have time to rest for 2 days. The second colony is coming towards us. Please give us an order to shoot. The urgency in the voice was palpable. No, wait a moment. Since the hero wants to take care of them on his own, a decision was made to give the lead to one individual. There sure are a lot. Rest in peace in the ocean. The statement was delivered with a strange mix of sarcasm and resignation. Bang, bang, bang. Instead of these small fries, if the one that fought with Sung Jin-Woo was still around, then it would have been more exciting. Such a shame. A longing for a greater challenge, a boredom with the current battle. How is it that there's only one connection between Mr. Huang and Sung Jin-Woo? Mr. Huang's older brother, Huang Dong-suk, might have been challenged by Sung Jin-Woo, so I will take revenge. A link was discovered. A motive for conflict was revealed. Is this how it will be summarized? It seems so. Since this happened, it will be more difficult to meet Sung Jin-Woo. I wanted to meet him, but what a shame. A missed opportunity, a goal put on hold. Thomas Andre, Scavenger Guild Master. What are you going to do with this two-sided fight, Laura? Do you still not know me? Mr. Huang is in the Scavenger Guild's possession, and the Scavenger Guild is mine. I will never forgive someone who touches my possessions, even if it is the American government. The words were cold, territorial, and conveyed a sense of impending action. The third night of the Jeju raid, the military and the representative guild of the Yeongham district and knights arrived at Jeju to collect the magic stones just in case something might happen. The scene was set. A new group had arrived. There was someone who barely had any luck. That man always did his best to become the best. His dream was to be a gold medalist, training hard just for himself. He endured the strict training, losing weight to lower his weight class. The only thing left was to stand on stage for the Olympics. The history of a man and his aspirations was revealed. He was just about to achieve that. The doping test had no problems. His condition was the best. He didn't have any nightmares the night before either, but because of a sudden awakening, he got caught by the magic meter and couldn't participate in the Olympics. Fate had taken a different turn. Ah, was it your story, Hyman? That man had to give up his dream, but he started to have a new one. The dream of establishing the best guild in this country. Don't throw away trash here. I knew that you were amazing. Hi, I'm in. See these high-quality magic stones? If we take these with us, we will be the best guild in the country. That's inappropriate, by the way. It's very clean. Don't worry about it, and grab some because I don't feel any magic. Oops, there's one here. Well, don't worry too much. Even if there are a couple more ants, we're here. What's wrong? The dialogue was casual, but something was amiss. H.A. Hyanin, gasp, W. Who are you? The only ones on Jeju Island should be the association who gave us the mission and the soldiers. Reveal your identity, Hynim. Is that a human? Hey, don't shoot. That's not a monster. You are in a restricted area. If you do not follow the orders, we will shoot. A confrontation was occurring. Tensions were high. It's a monster. Snap. Something had happened. What are you doing? We don't need to make a scene. I just made them go to sleep for a bit. Do you want to check? I'm sure that it's his power. That's strange. I don't understand why he's helping humans. Who knows? If you're curious, why don't you ask yourself? It stinks of rotten insects in here. If she saw it, she would have been frightened. The hunt will proceed as planned. Nothing has changed, okay? The situation was being assessed. Oh, and it seems that one was here in Korea. How about taking care of it? Since we're here, we will leave this place in his hands. You could see it that way. You don't want to get involved, right? Think as you please, coward. A decision was made to not engage. Well, I guess we don't need to make a scene. Scavenger, a guild that works all over America, brought in many S-rank hunters, including national-level hunter Thomas Andre, who is one of the highest rankings. Sometimes they are sent to soldiers when a country cannot take care of gates with their own power. Huang Dong-su, one of the S-rank hunters, is also a member of this guild. A new force was introduced, setting the stage for future conflicts. After the conclusion of the Jeju Island raid, it was chaos both on and offline. The statement was stark, a clear picture of the world struggling to process the events. Oh wow, I'm speechless. I thought it was common knowledge that you can't summon so many shadows. Sung Jin-Woo Huntin, I saw your summoned creatures fighting, and that cured my 10-year-old discomfort. It was amazing, it was the best. The reactions were pouring in, a mix of shock and admiration, personal stories mixed with praise for a hunter. I lost my parents in Jeju Island 4 years ago. Sung Jin-Woo Huntin, I'm sure you won't read this post, but the message was personal, full of emotion. The Jeju Island raid was my first official appearance as an S-rank hunter. With that kind of power, don't you think that we have our national rank hunter, too? Hope was being expressed, a desire for recognition. No, not even. Don't get too excited yet. A voice of caution, a contrasting perspective. What do you mean, no? A challenging question. He pretty much cleared an S-rank dungeon all by himself, and in the process, really set himself apart from the other S-rankers. A recognition of individual power. But Sung Jin-Woo Hunter doesn't have the body of works yet. If he's really all that, he'll get acknowledged by others soon enough. At any rate, he's damn awesome. A mix of praise and hesitation. However, the criticism that if he had participated in the Jeju raid earlier, a new point was being introduced. Now I think about it, does this mean if Sung Jin-Woo got in the Jeju raid to begin with, Minute Bienji wouldn't have had to pass? He said he wasn't going, so why did he get involved in the middle? Questions were being raised. That he could have minimized the loss of life, which could not be avoided. The words carried weight, a sense of what could have been. Of course, he had his supporters, but few bothered to counter the criticism, because the fact remains that people have passed due to his late participation. A harsh truth, the blame was still being thrown around. I have always believed that it takes more than a single hero to end a war, but since this event, I've come to believe that is not always the case. A shift in perspective, a change in long-held beliefs. Nieces Sarali, so raise your head, Hunter Neen. You merely wrote the last chapter in this book of tragedies. Thank you. Gratitude for what had been done. The 5th Jeju Island raid. 48 S-rank hunters in participation, 727 regular awakened mobilized. Of those, 64 awakened and 32 civilians passed. The numbers were stark, revealing the full scope of the situation. The number spoke of a disappointing misadventure that ended in tragedy. But compared to the previous 4 raids, the casualty number was the lowest. A small victory was being recognized. And so, you mean to establish your own guild, Sung Jin-Woo Huntin? Of course. An S-rank hunter doesn't need a guild master license. You only need to contact the association, and we will take care of the rest, please. I should find out the benefits due to an S-rank hunter. Practicalities were being addressed. Did you, by any chance, put up a barrier or something similar on Jeju Island? There was an incident where people dispatched to clean up the remnants and to retrieve the magic stones all lost their consciousness. There were all A-rankers and some B-rankers, including ones from the Knights Guild. I thought to ask since you may have left a barrier behind and had forgotten about it. A new mystery was presented. No, I set up no such thing. I see, as I had thought. And what did the ones who were dispatched say? None of them can remember a single thing before losing consciousness. We simply cannot even determine whether this was magical in nature or not. The situation was getting more strange. Did the ants set up any traps like that? I missed association chairman. The questions were left unanswered. My men tell me that my next appointment is early, so I must excuse myself. I appreciate you making yourself available to me. A departure was being made. Time was pressing. It's nothing. I should return to, then, a new encounter. Are you Mr. Sung Jin-Woo? Good afternoon, Sung Jin-Woo. Hunter name. I'm Special Agent Adam White, Hunter Management Bureau, United States of America Hunter Management Bureau, and you can call me Adam, please. I want to look for you at your office, but it's very hard to find you. I hope you can understand why I had to track you down at a place like this. An unexpected arrival, an encounter with a new power. He came to the office, too? Now I think about it. That time Jinho said, son, think about a foreigner, maybe it's him. Realization was setting in. I have information I would like to pass to you, and your business with me is informertine. Probably no other country on Earth or an organization has this information, except us, that is. And your reason for passing on such information to me is that we stand to benefit in some way merely by passing information to a certain group of people, that is. I had planned to meet with you by myself, but as the Jeju raid left such a strong impression, our deputy director himself wishes to meet with you in person. Exceptional circumstances, as you must understand the rest. Our deputy director can fill you in. We have a car waiting nearby. Would you like to meet the deputy director in person? A proposal was made, A new offer on the table. Her. I'm not sure if I can trust this information you speak of. I'll consider it and be in touch. A hesitation. A reluctance to engage. I forgot to add in negotiations, you shouldn't hide your trump card. Upgrader. Are you aware there is an awakened who can elevate the abilities of other awakened? A game changer was being revealed. We are here. A statement of arrival. The scene had been set. Nice to meet you. Hunter Management Bureau Deputy Director Michael Connor. Sung Jin-Woo. I'll handle the interpretive task. I'll get straight to the point. Sung Jin-Woo, Hunter name. This is an immigration document for America. Ordinarily, this would be something that takes about 1 to 2 years, but not for Sung Jin-Woo, Hunter name. Of course, say one word and in 1 second you can become a United States citizen. A shocking offer, a tempting proposal. I was under the impression, from what Agent Adams said, that information was the only thing under consideration today. A pointed question. An awakened who can elevate the ability of other awakened. An upgrader. A reveal. Is it truly possible to upgrade the abilities? Actually, that person is already present here. Please have Mrs. Selner come in. The arrival was marked with anticipation. A new person entering the narrative. The only person in the world who can help other awakeners exceed their limits. She is Mrs. Norma Selner. A significant introduction, a sense of extraordinary potential. She does have a different atmosphere than other awakeners. Mrs. Selner, please explain your ability to Hunter Sung Jin-Woo. A request, a desire to understand this rare talent. You can't believe it, don't you? All the other hunters had your eyes at first, but once you experience it, you'll have no choice but to cling on to it. A confident declaration, tinged with a subtle warning. As you know, all awakeners have a limit. No one can exceed it, so unless you are reawakened, you will never be able to reach a higher rank. It's basic knowledge for a hunter. So, Mrs. Selner, a summary of the status quo. Yes, I have the ability to help others go past that limit. I can raise it by helping them go through 3 stages, but I'm not certain on whether I should call it reawakening them by force or raising their potential. An explanation of the process, a consideration of its implications. What she says is all true, a voice added, confirming the claims. But once she uses her power, she has to rest for a long time. So only a few awakeners can be chosen each year to earn the benefits. I'm one of the few people. A limitation on the power was introduced. Moreover, if it's true, it's an amazing ability. Then came another question. Then how efficient is it? It depends on the person, but once they finish the 3rd stage, they can feel at least 20%, or maybe up to 30% stronger. Concrete figures were provided. 20% to 30%? No way. I understand why Hunter Huang Dongsu decided to move to America, despite all the criticism from the country. Who can refuse? The potential was clear. Its draw undeniable. All the other hunters will fall for it too. That's why Mrs. Selner is with us. If this ability leaks to the outside, we take responsibility for her safety and pay her a reasonable amount, and Mrs. Selner helps the hunters we select reach a higher level. Mrs. Selner's ability. This is the gift that we can give to you. A gift to go. Isn't it more like a deal than a gift? If you become a hunter of the United States, we will make sure that you will be the first to earn the benefits. Also, in order to create a deal with the best of conditions, we can make an arrangement with a guild of your choice. There's no need to rush. We came to help you open up the first button for today. The offer was made. A clear path was laid out. What we told you, right? It's a gift. She's right. Do you agree with unlocking your potential without a cost? Just consider this as a service, Mr. Hunter. Didn't she say that I won't be able to let go once I experience it? It must mean that she's confident in her ability. The challenge was set, the temptation strong. Look into my eyes closely. That's the first step. Good. He fell for it. He's been maintaining his calm, but once he goes through the first stage, he will contact us again. No, if he's impatient, he might sign the contract right away. The Jeju Island raid that Rajigadu, the man aiming for national level, failed, was easily cleared by using an unheard-of ability. I wonder where his limit lies. The stakes were high, the opportunity was immense. Then came a sudden shift. Ah, you bastard. What did you do to Mrs. Selner? Stop. An accusation was thrown. Are you guys out of your mind? Don't you know who the person in front of you is? You morons. But Mrs. Selner, if you're worried about Mrs. Selner, just go take care of her. I'm sorry, Mr. Hunter. Our agents were acting impolite. A disturbance had occurred. What's going on? It's fine. If something like this happened in front of Thomas Andre or Luigi Gang, we would all be gone right now. Keep that in mind. Yes. Mrs. Selner, what's wrong? You're sweating profusely? Are Are you feeling ill? Yes, it seems that Mrs. Selner isn't feeling well today. Can we contact you another time? Adam, escort Hunter Sung Jin-Woo back home. Yes, understood. Mrs. Selner, what happened? Concern was high. New York Lou. Here he is. He is a king, and a very powerful one. A chilling statement. Then does that mean that he is about the same level as the national level hunters? No, I'm not sure. I've never experienced this before. He is a king, but he's different than the others. When I looked into him, he was also looking back at me. It wasn't Hunter Sung Jin-Woo, but rather, it was the endless darkness inside him. It was looking at me, and he does not have a limit. A final, terrifying realization. Sad to think that we'd lose Minute BMG, you know? The words were tinged with regret. He retired already, so I guess we couldn't count him among the active hunters. It aches my heart to just call it a noble sacrifice and leave it at that. And I expect we'd face greater challenges ahead, and who knows what losses we will take then. A sense of foreboding hung in the air, a recognition of the dangers to come. What? A sharp exclamation, cutting through the somber mood. A B-ranked gate has popped up in the middle of a road. The news was delivered with a hint of disbelief. A B-ranked gate isn't something that an ordinary attack team can handle. I'll get in touch with a major guild right away. A quick, practical response. Wait, that location is... Didn't Hunter Sung Jin-Woo say that he set up his guild office near there? A new perspective, a detail that made the situation more intriguing. She definitely saw something. But what? A trace of the system? What made her so afraid? Her eyes were filled with fear, and I don't think she'll agree to meet with me again. An unsettling observation, a sense of something lurking beneath the surface. And what's with this traffic jam? Nano whale, that's why I prefer the subway. A moment of everyday frustration amidst the extraordinary. Gusby, Eureka! A single word shouted out. Hunting him. This is Gogun, yes? How may I help you? Really? A gate in the middle of a road? I knew it. I thought the traffic was really backed up. A familiar voice, a call to action. The gate has been evaluated as a B rank. Can you handle that for us? A direct question, a request for assistance. You mean without a raid permit? The question was teasing, laced with sarcasm. Ha ha, huntin' in. Who do you think issues the raid permits? Well, the Hunters Association, of course, and who am I? The Hunters Association chairman. Ha ha, so you needn't worry. A sense of amusement was spreading. Well then, thanks for the me. Thank you. A hurried response. What you are watching right now is a gate that has appeared on the Western Coastal Highway. Everyone, please follow our directions. Hey you. Stop. You can't just come in here. A warning was being given, control was being asserted. Uh-oh. S rank of Sung Jin-Woo? It's Sung Jin-Woo. A shocked realization, a name that held weight. Sung Jin-Woo is here to take care of it personally. The news spread quickly, an authority was present. How did you know to come here? You might be an S rank, but we can't allow actions that flaunt the regulations. Do you have the raid permit? And even if you do have the raid permit, you can't enter unless you have the minimum number of raid members. Rules were being emphasized. This is different from what he told me. Yeah, I've arrived at the incident location, and there seems to be a slight problem here. Take this call, yes. A shift in attention, a call being placed. You mean me? Who is it? Questions were being asked. Another rule breaker, who I'm sure you wouldn't like. This is the association chairman. Yes. Of course, it'll be as you said then. I'm going in. A challenge accepted, a path being cleared. Damn it. I hope you trip and sprain your ankle. A curse spoken in frustration. What the? The exclamation was full of shock. The G gate, the gate's changing color. A red gate. The fear was spreading. Oh no. Is it because I hoped that he'd get hurt? The thought was filled with apprehension. You know, however I see it, this feels like a red gate. The exit's been blocked. I might have to try hard for this one. The tone had shifted. A new challenge was emerging. Try hard. Huh? 1%. Your mom wants you to do what you want. You can't help that you became an awakened. Plus, as an S rank, you're in position to save many lives, like your dad used to, before he became a hunter. He was a firefighter, you know? And I fell in love with his desire to save people and married him. And we can't help that his blood runs true in you. But don't try too hard. You got that? A familiar voice cut through the tension, words of love and encouragement. But I'm fortunate that my mom didn't oppose me continuing as a hunter anyway. I can hardly call this trying too hard. I'll wrap it up in a day. A mix of gratitude and determination. A clear vision of what needed to be done. A hunter is born to hunt. A hunter's foe isn't limited to monsters. A hunter must take care not to become the hunted. The situation can always reverse, and it's the mark of the first-rate hunter to avoid becoming complacent. Thoughts were being shared. Philosophies of a hunter were being laid out. Whether you hunt tens or even hundreds of monsters, you must hunt ceaselessly, as that unknown presence does too. Let's move on to the next target. I have no plan to stop my hunt, in working tirelessly to respond to your enthusiasm and support. 2 years have now passed before we realized it. A journey of growth was hinted at. The narrative ended there, leaving the listener to ponder what the coming years will bring to this individual.